Where do we start with this story? Did you know they were coming to town and you had some stuff you just wanted to check out? Or where does this story start for you?
So it starts as me as a nerdy teenager because I have loved Antiques Roadshow since it started 30 years ago, and I spent way too many Friday nights as a teen at home watching the Roadshow. So for years, I've been waiting for the chance to actually go, and it's been a long time since they were in Wisconsin. So last year, they listed the cities they were going to be in, and one of them was St. Louis. And I thought, okay, you know what? That's drivable. Maybe that could happen. So if you know anything about the road show, you can't just go and show up. You have to have a ticket.
Okay, I'm
And
glad. I actually don't know how the process. I am a longtime viewer
Okay.
as well, and I know it's more made for TV than you think it is because they want you to believe everybody just showed up. But how does the process work? So you need a ticket.
Yeah, let me fill you in. So you need a ticket. You can't buy a ticket. You can't order a ticket. It's all a random lottery drawing. So you can enter. From what I was told, the St. Louis Antiques Roadshow episode had 20,000 applicants, and they only had 2,000 tickets. So
Wow.
I was really lucky. I applied through Instagram. Last year was the first year they had tickets available through Instagram. So I got really lucky. I won. It was on a Tuesday. My husband works on Tuesdays and couldn't go. So I asked my dad. We decided to take a road show down there, or road trip down to the road show.
That is awesome. Okay, so 2,000 people show up with their stuff. How did you know what to bring, and what did you bring with you to St. Louis?
So each person gets to bring 2 items. I already knew a couple of things I definitely wanted to bring. I had my great-great-grandfather had this collection of clay marbles from the 1800s. I knew I wanted to take those. My husband had this what's called a smoker's jacket. Like you can imagine in the 50s and 60s, those Paisley. So and it was handmade, and he wanted me to bring that. So I knew I'd bring that. My mom had some hideous artwork that she wanted us to take. So we grabbed that. And then my last item, I was deciding between my violin and my American Girl collection. And my mom said, don't bring the dolls. They're not worth anything. And something just told me to bring them. So I have 5 American Girl dolls. They're all original. I packed them up and we drove down to the road show, and it was amazing.
So what happened when you get there? You stand in line and do they diff you out for the different things you have, like go in this line, go in this line?
That's exactly how it works. You get there and there's a line, a big line at first where they're telling you, okay, go to toys, go to dolls, go to art, that kind of thing. Obviously they told us to go to dolls for my dolls, and it just so happened that dolls was like the furthest booth in the roadshow. So we're like, okay, let's just go there and work our way out. So we go to the dolls. It's not a very long line, maybe in line for about 15 minutes.
Okay.
I get up to the front of the line, and the appraiser I worked with, her name's Bridget. There's 2 doll appraisers. She kind of got this look on her face, like she was excited as I was taking the dolls out, but she didn't say anything to me. And at the same time, it was lunchtime, and the caterer was coming around with sandwiches and salads. And I thought, oh, maybe she just ran quick to grab a bite and then come back. So she comes back like 10 minutes later, and she asks me off to the side, what do you think about being filmed for the show? And
you're honestly, like, my dream.
You could have knocked me over with a feather, because my dad and I went down there for a good time. We had 0 expectations of being filmed. We did not think we had that item. So I was shocked, and I was like, yeah, are you sure?
I think I've got a couple of pictures here. So this is that the appraiser?
That is the producer getting me ready for filming. And kind of giving a little pep talk, because I was very nervous.
The appraiser kind of poker faced it with you at first and didn't really let you know, because they don't want to let you know that you have something good, right? Because they want to get that reaction for TV.
We didn't even have a conversation besides the asking if I wanted to be filmed, because they wanted to be truly authentic. We didn't talk until we were actually being filmed. There was no rehearsal, no conversation, no coaching whatsoever. It was just a real conversation.
Okay, so tell me what happened. Is this the doll that they were? Was
Yes.
there one doll in particular they were really excited about?
Yeah, and I have 5 dolls, and I think they're all like in equal, really excellent condition and all have a great story. So the day went by so fast. I never actually asked why that particular doll. But what happened was, after I agreed to be filmed, one of the producers came over and kind of gave me a little interview. I think she was trying to feel out my personality and my connection to the items. So I told her about how much I love American Girls, I love Antiques Roadshow. And after that, they went and deliberated with other producers for about 20 to 30 minutes, came back, and they said, okay, we're going forward with this. We're going to get you in hair and makeup in the green room, and we'll get you filmed. And it was surreal.
Wait a second. You get hair and makeup when you're on the Antique Roadshow?
Yeah, and let me tell you, I needed it because it was about 90 degrees and 100% humidity in St. Louis, and my hair was frizzed out, my makeup was melted off, and I needed it.
I work in local TV. I don't get hair and makeup. Like, we got to do it ourselves in the back. You get whisked away to a booth?
I guess they have a bigger budget at the Roadshow.
Oh, I believe it. That is awesome. Are you allowed to tell me what that doll was worth?
I mean, I feel like I should wait for the show tonight.
Okay.
I'll say this, it was a surprise. It was beyond what I expected. But honestly, just the experience of not only going to my favorite show, but getting to go through the step-by-step process of being filmed and then being on air, that is priceless to me.
What a high, especially because, again, so you're lucky to just be in the room because 20,000 people apply, only 2,000 at most get even the opportunity, and then I'm guessing only a sliver get even filmed for the show.
So they film about 100 to 120 people, and I'm told about half of them actually get aired. So there are people that get filmed that don't get to be on the episode.
But they give you a heads up and tell you when they do the editing that you've actually made it?
They didn't even tell me. I found out from my appraiser because we stayed in contact after the show. So she's the one that told me.
I love it. Now tell me the history behind the doll and you. Obviously you love the show, but how about the dolls?
Yeah, so in the late 80s, early 90s, I don't want to, age myself, but I am in my 40s. So American Girl was all the rage then, and they were still made in Wisconsin. They had that Madison, Middleton connection. And I found the American Girl books at the library, and I just found this connection to girls my age that were strong and independent and smart and brave and kind. And I loved the book. So naturally, I gravitated toward the dolls. You get the catalog in the mail. Mm-hmm. I saved up all my chore and birthday money, and I finally bought my first doll. It was great.
So these were all dolls that you had and played with as a kid. They weren't...
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Some I played with more than others. Some of them were a little more delicate. Like Molly, for instance, the one that I was filmed with, her braids are still like factory braids, meaning I never took them out and brushed them or anything. I guess as a little kid, I had the foresight to know just to take good care of her. Mostly, instead of like rough playing with the dolls, I would sit there and read with my dolls. I would act out stories, write my own stories, kind of like that.
It makes me so happy, too, because a lot of the toy collecting now, the minute you open up the box, the value like goes out the window. And the fact that you played with these, but I guess didn't mess them up enough, but that they still hold value, and we're going to find out tonight what that value is, makes me really happy.
Yeah, and on the show, they'll tell you what makes these dolls in particular, or that doll more in particular, more valuable than, say, an American Girl Molly doll from the year 2000. They'll show like the little things to look for on your doll and that kind of thing. So, yeah.
Well, I will tell you, as someone who is also in their 40s, who now has a 5-year-old daughter, American Girl Dolls hasn't gone away. Like the joy that she gets going down to the store in Chicago and seeing her light up when the catalog shows up at our house, it's still there. So, which I think is...
I say absolutely encourage that because American Girl had such an effect on the kind of young woman and now middle-aged woman that I've become. I am obsessed with American history, and I think that's because of those books.
That's so cool. Can I ask you what your mom's ugly paintings, were they ended up being worth anything?
They were worth $50, but the marbles were worth $500.
Wow. I wonder if there's anyone who's ever gone down with 2 items that they're like, both of these things are going to get filmed, because that would be crazy. But
I kind of wonder that myself, but the odds are so slim. I feel like that would never happen.
Yeah. It is funny, too, to get to see the process, too, that they knew you had something good, but then the interview, because personality matters even on that show, which is really quick. But
yeah,
how cool. Way to take a trip all the way to St. Louis to make your dreams come true, and I'm glad they picked you. I cannot wait to see you on the episode tonight.
Thank you. It was amazing. It was the only word I can think of is surreal. I still can't believe it happened to me, and that was almost a year ago. It was actually 356 days ago.
Oh my! What are you doing tonight? How are you?
That long.
Are you getting the family together for a party? How are you gonna watch this?
Yeah. Tonight I'm having my parents, my brother, his wife, and his son, and then my 2 best friends, and of course my husband here, and my golden retriever, Honey. We're all going to be here. We'll have pizza. I got a cookie cake. We'll have some champagne to celebrate. It'll be a good time.
And hopefully Molly, unless you've sold Molly for big bucks.
No, Molly's actually over here. I can show you.
Yeah, before I let you go, let's see her. Let's see the star of the show.
She's right here. I made a little display for when everyone comes over. They can check her out. I have some of her outfits, her books. I have pictures from when I was little and I had an American Girl themed birthday party.
This could be like the pre-show here.
Roadshow stuff that they give you.
What year is the doll? What year did you get her?
I don't quite remember. I know it was like very early 90s. But I can't remember the exact year. So.
Oh, I thought the appraiser would be like, that's a 1991, limited edition.
She said it was in 1986, which was the year that they started.
But
and I got the doll
through.
at the factory. So even though I didn't buy it in 1986, she said it is a 1986 doll that came directly from the Middleton factory.
I'm going to learn so much when I watch your episode tonight. This is going to be awesome. Well, you've lived out not only your dream, but partly my dream and a lot of other people's dreams to actually show up on the show and show up with something you think is not worth. I love the story that you brought all these other things and you thought this was probably not worth anything and ended up being the most impressive thing that got their attention.
It was crazy, and I think it's the first American Girl doll to ever be on the show. It's American Girl's 40th anniversary right now. So it all came together.
Sarah Nader joining us here on the Wisconsin Live Desk. So excited. Have fun tonight. Thanks for coming on here. Really appreciate it.
Bye.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh, I love that show. I can't believe it. I thought the cool marbles for sure, even though they are worth something. They're worth $500. That's pretty good. That is awesome. Okay, can't wait to watch it tonight. Antiques Roadshow. You know where to find it.